name is William Roman. I am an Australian EMBL group leader at the Australian Regenerative Medicine Institute of Monash University here in Melbourne. I've really leveraged the fact that science is an international language, and that's reflected in my career journey. So I come from the south of France, and then I went to do my undergraduate and master's degree in McGill University in Montreal. And this is really where I kind of had this discovery of and love for biology, what used to be kind of individual data points that I had learned in high school, all kind of connected into understanding the beautiful machinery that was kind of carved over evolution of what our biological systems are capable of. After having done this undergraduate and master's degree, I went back to France. I did a dual degree in Paris and Berlin on muscle cell biology, after which I went to do a postdoctoral fellowship in Lisbon, Barcelona, as well as Stanford to learn spatial transcriptomics until I moved here about a year and a half ago to start my own group here at the Australian Regenerative Medicine Institute. I'm a skeletal muscle cell biologist, so we are very interested in the muscle cell and how it functions. It is a very unique cell in the sense that it is the largest in the body, and it contains a lot of myonuclei or nuclei. And so what we're trying to understand is how a cell can function being so large and actually possessing so many nuclei. So that's one aspect of the lab, but we also focus on tissue engineering of muscle tissue. And so we're trying to understand how the muscle cell acts as a platform to communicate with all these different cell types that we have in the tissue, how they form these unique junctions such as the myotendinous junction or the neuromuscular junction, trying to understand how these communication channels operate, and then to try to reproduce them in a dish in order to recreate muscle tissue in the lab. The lab has discovered a new way to repair muscle. Historically, we've really been focused on muscle stem cells to repair damaged muscle tissue. But what we discovered is that muscle cells have an intrinsic way of repairing the muscle cell. And that might occur for more your constant kind of lesions based on day-to-day activities such as exercise or just homeostasis. So this is a very new kind of research line, and what the lab is trying to do is to understand the intricate mechanisms of how all this operates. How is the cell capable of repairing those tiny little damages? And if we can play with these levers, we could potentially help and preserve muscle mobility in aging or in muscle disorders, or help exercise physiology. The Baker Foundation has been really instrumental in funding my research. They, alongside Monash University, have put in the funds for me to be able to start my own group. As I started, I also obtained funding from the NHMRC as an investigator grant that has allowed me to scale my lab in order to hire more people and buy essential equipment. And more recently, the National Stem Cell Foundation has offered me this award for my stem cell research. So originally, the passion was mostly about science. During my training, we do very visual work, so it's a lot about using kind of in vitro systems, so growing cells in a dish, and then to be able to manipulate them and observe them in real time. And so it's really stripping away the barriers that separate us researchers from the kind of the cells that we're looking at. And so it's really looking at biology unfolding in real time. And so during my training, that was really kind of my passion and what kept me going every day to the lab to see this biology unfolding. But since I have started my group and really managing people, the people have become as important as the science. Understanding how they develop, training them about kind of the basics of reasoning science, but then letting them express themselves in their own way to become their own scientists and develop the questions that they are particularly interested in. Moving around so much across continents, I try to have hobbies that I could apply a bit anywhere. So football or soccer was a big one. There's always soccer fans a bit everywhere, and people playing, it's really easy to do. I also play golf and chess, but I have recently started a family, so I have a young daughter, which has been eating up most of my time outside the lab at the moment. But yeah, really starting a new life here in Australia.